What's up, superheroes? Welcome back to my channel, the place where we make the impossible possible. I'm Scarlet Grace from UnseenSeraph.com. I'm a manifestation coach here to help you manifest your wildest desires with the law of attraction. If you're new here and you want to learn how to manifest any desire fast with the law of attraction and Neville Goddard's teachings, then start now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you won't miss any video that could change your life. And if you need some extra help to manifest those big desires, I have several self-study courses you can join and complete at your own pace. You can find the links in the description below. Coaching is currently closed, but I will let you know when it reopens again. So today I wanted to talk about how to manifest your big desires, and by big, I mean those desires that you truly, really want. So I'm not talking about things that would be nice to have, but you're not super into them. Like you want to manifest specific objects, but you don't really need them. They just would be exciting to have. I'm talking about those life-changing desires that you feel are the big ticket items on your list. That can be a specific person that you really are in love with and you want back, or you want to manifest because you've never been together before. That would be life-changing money, where you completely transform your financial situation, moving to another country, something that you feel is a big thing that you have struggled to manifest, or that you can manifest to some degree and then things go back to the way they used to be, and that frustrates you. So if you have a desire that you've been working to manifest for a while and it hasn't fully come into fruition yet, or if you're seeing mixed results where you get hot and cold behavior, or sometimes you see progress and then things go back to something negative and you don't know what's going on, this is the video you need to manifest that desire. I'm going to make everything simple for you, and I'm going to explain exactly what to focus on and in what order in order to make it manifest in your reality. The number one secret to manifesting any desire is not a specific method. I have many videos on my channel explaining different methods you can use to manifest. You can choose any of those methods to manifest your desire, and you can also combine methods in order to manifest a desire. It's not so much about the method, because manifesting isn't something that happens only when you use a specific method. Manifesting is actually a natural process. It happens automatically. It happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, your whole life. Even if you had never heard about the law of assumption or the law of attraction or Neville Goddard or any of those things, you would still be manifesting, because reality gets created by your thoughts and your emotions and what you put your focus on. So manifesting isn't only something that happens when you use a specific method, because reality gets created through your thoughts, your emotions, and what you put your focus on. So the number one secret to manifest any desire effortlessly is not a specific method that is a magic bullet that is going to manifest everything. The number one secret to manifest any desire is to make the manifestation of that desire a priority. And let me explain what that means, because when I say that, people usually understand the wrong thing. So when I say that, people usually understand that they need to drop everything and imagine or visualize or say affirmations or script for 7 or 8 hours a day, and that's what I mean when I say make it a priority. But as I just said, manifesting isn't something that happens only when you use a specific method. It happens all day long. So when I say the number one secret to manifesting any desire effortlessly is to make it a priority, I don't mean to make manifesting methods the focus of your day. What I mean is, you need to decide right now that if this desire is something that is important to you, and it is going to be life-changing if it happens, and you absolutely want to manifest it, that every thought and every decision and every conversation that you have is going to happen through the lens of this is my life now. And let me explain what I mean. So at any given point in time, you can act as the version of you that considers this desire as something that is already yours, or you can slip back to your old self. In other words, you can approach reality from the perspective of this thing is already mine, this is who I am now, this is what my life is now. Or you can approach reality from the perspective of I have a problem and I'm trying to resolve that problem. Whether that problem is I don't have money and I want to manifest more money. Or I'm not with this specific person and I want to manifest this specific person. What you really need to understand in order to grasp this and why this is the secret to manifesting is that trying to solve a problem comes from the perspective of I don't have this thing yet. I don't have the solution yet. And it is a completely different state of mind than the state of mind of this desire is already mine. I have already my ideal body. I already am in a very happy, committed relationship with a specific person. Or I have met my soulmate and we are together. Or I have financial security. Those are completely different points of view. Trying to solve the problem comes from the perspective of I have a problem. So if you focus on I have a problem, even if you're doing all the manifestation techniques all day, and for the duration you're doing the techniques, you're doing everything right, when you stop doing the technique, if you go back to I have this problem and I struggle to resolve this problem, or I spend X amount of time every day trying to solve that problem and using manifestation techniques, if that is how you think about your life, how you think of yourself, you are still in the old world. You are still in the reality where you have a problem. Because if you didn't have a problem, you wouldn't feel that you're trying to solve it. So this is a very, very important point to understand. Now, what I mean when I say make your desire your number one priority is you have to decide that this is my life now. So if you want a specific person, you are together. This is your life now. And anything that goes contrary to that needs to be expelled from your thoughts and your emotions. You shouldn't be investing time and energy and thought and emotions to anything, absolutely anything, that goes contrary to I already have this. And that includes things that sometimes slip through the cracks of our minds. So, for example, if you want to manifest a specific person, you cannot be giving thought and energy during the day to thoughts like, I want him to apologize because he hurt me so badly, because he said that thing. I want him to chase me. If he's chasing you, that means that you're not together right now. If he's apologizing, that means that you're not together right now. You have to decide that getting this desire, having this desire, is more important than getting an apology, is more important than somebody telling you you were right and I was wrong, is more important than somebody chasing you and you resisting so that you can make them feel what it feels like to feel insecure, to not know if they have you. Because all those things belong to a different reality, belong to the reality you are right now. To I have a problem, I'm not with this person hurt me, this person did this person did that, and we're not together. And that's why I need those things. But if you were together and you had been happy for a while, you wouldn't need an apology. You wouldn't be focusing on the apology. That is why many people have progress with their manifestation when they use visualization or scripting or affirmations, and then they move backwards again. Because they do not stay committed to having their desire. They don't make having their desire a priority. If you make it a priority, if you make it more important than anything else in the world to think and feel as if this is already yours, this solidifies a different self-concept, a different identity for yourself, and it manifests automatically. But if you go back and forth from visualizing that you already have it to focusing on how is he going to apologize to me, I need an apology, or he did that thing, and you replay conversations from the past and things like that, that is why you go back and forth. That is why one day you get results and then things go backwards, or you get hot and cold behavior. And it's the same with any desire. So let's say that this happens when it comes to money. You want to manifest life-changing money, or you want to manifest financial security. You cannot be doing visualizations, imagining that you have all that money, and then spend the day complaining about your lack of money. Or reading posts about how the economy is going to shit, and agreeing and posting that, yeah, this is right and things are so difficult right now. If you want the life-changing money, you have to commit to this is my life now. My priority is to think as if I already have this. And listen, I know that it is very tempting to go back to the old thoughts. So if you have a problem and you've had it for a while and you're used to complaining about it, there is a literal chemical addiction to the negative thoughts. I made a video recently about it. I'm going to link it up to the right and also in the description below where I talk about it. So I get that it's not the easiest thing in the world. You don't just push a button to do it. And that is why I wanted to give you specific steps in order to get there, in order to get to the point where you are fully committed to I have this desire, where that desire that you have is truly your number one priority. Having the problem is not a priority. Complaining about the problem is not a priority. Having the desire is a priority. If you do that, it will manifest. So let's talk about how to actually get there. How to get to the point where your desire and having it is truly your number one priority so that it can manifest effortlessly. The first and most important thing you can do for yourself is to get to a stable inner situation, a stable inner condition around that desire. So what happens is, if you have been struggling with a problem for a long time, let's say that you have been broke for years and you want to manifest money, or you have been trying to manifest happiness in your love life for a very long time and you didn't have the best experiences. This is a situation where you've lived with a problem for a long time. What many people do is they hear about all those manifestation techniques and they start using them and they feel way, way better. And they feel, yeah, this is it. I'm going to do it. It's so easy. But then something happens in their external reality that makes them feel as if their attempts to manifest this thing are failing. And they go back to a very desperate state. And this is basically swinging between a state where you're super happy and all pumped and excited and believing that your desire will manifest, and a desperate state. And you swing back and forth between the two, never finding a stable, calm place. This is the number one problem that my coaching clients encounter and why they come to me. Because they use the techniques, they see results, then things go back, or something happens in their physical reality and it triggers them, and they go straight into a desperate state. They forget that circumstances don't matter, and they feel that maybe it's not meant to be. Maybe they cannot manifest this desire. This is not true. This is just a phenomenon that happens because you have not found a stable place to manifest from. So in order to get to that place, one way to approach this is to not try to do all the things at once. So people usually try to visualize and script and use affirmations and change their inner diet and change their self-concept and revise and do all the things at the same time. If you try to do all the things at the same time, at first you will feel pumped, but the moment something happens in your physical reality that shows you that you don't have your desire yet, you feel that all that effort has gone to waste because you tried too hard. You put too much work into it. So you should be seeing results. And if you're not seeing them, you feel desperate. You feel very deeply disappointed. In order to avoid that, let's start by taking it one thing at a time. So the first thing to do, the easy thing to do, and this will help you tremendously to manifest your desire. It's not just a preparatory step, it truly can help you manifest. The number one thing you can do is to train yourself to stop complaining. Stop complaining about how the situation has been up until now. Because every time you complain, and it may be an absolutely valid complaint, alright? So if you're completely broke, if you're being evicted because you cannot pay rent, that's a valid complaint. I'm not saying it's not. But if you're used to talking about how you don't have money all the time, or reading stuff about people who don't have money and agreeing with that, or thinking about how you don't have money, so complaining also has to do with the thoughts that you're having. You can be complaining to yourself in your own head. That counts too. If that's what you're doing, this is a constant reaffirming of the old reality. So before you're able to create a new reality, you need to train yourself to stop complaining about the old reality, to stop focusing on the old reality. If you cannot do all the things at the same time, start there. Start by training yourself to stop approaching reality the way you used to approach it up until now. And do only that. Spend a couple of weeks doing just that. Catch yourself every time you complain about it Either that's in your head or to a different person or online, and tell yourself, no, this was what the old me did. This was what the broke me did. I'm not going to do it anymore. Or if it's about a breakup, about wanting to manifest a specific person, you're not going to talk about your breakup. You're not going to talk about how he hurt you or she hurt you. You're not going to talk about how they need to apologize to you. No, that's what the old you did. Because all those thoughts just reaffirm the old reality, the reality where you're not happy, the reality where you're full of resentment or regrets, the reality where you don't have your desire. And if you want to manifest a different reality, more important than imagining that you already have it, is to stop reaffirming a situation where you don't have it. And if you haven't spent any conscious thought on how much energy and how much thought you put into all those thoughts that reaffirm the old reality, the reality you don't want, focus on that for a couple of weeks and you're going to be shocked and surprised at just how much thought goes into reaffirming that old reality. If you realize how much energy you spend on reaffirming that old reality without even realizing it, if you make it conscious, you will realize why you don't have your desire yet. You will realize how much more energy you have been pouring without even realizing it into the old reality and reaffirming it. Even if you did 3 imaginal scenes per day, even if you slept listening to affirmations, you still ended up spending more time complaining in your head or rehashing the past or talking about the past, talking about your regrets, talking about your limitations, than you spend manifesting the desire, focusing on imagining that you have it. That's why it hasn't manifested yet. That is why it is such an important step to train yourself to stop reaffirming the old reality. If you focus just on that, if you focus on not thinking about your limitations, on not thinking about your story, on not thinking about how people treated you badly, or how you never have money, or how you never got paid what you were worth. If you stop affirming that old reality, you truly make it a priority for a couple of weeks to catch yourself, to watch your thoughts and catch yourself every time you think something like that, and remind yourself that no, this was the old me. That's the old story that goes with the old reality. I don't live in that reality anymore. I'm not that person anymore. I don't have to fix it somehow. I have no reason to think about it anymore. And you move on to a different thought. It doesn't even have to be like a positive affirmation about how you now have money, or how you have love, or how you are confident now. It can be any thought as long as you consciously tell yourself, no, I'm not going to think that thought. I'm not going to complain about this anymore because that's not my problem anymore. That belongs to the old me. That's a problem that the old me had. Current me doesn't have that problem. Current me is a different person. Let's talk about my favorite TV series instead. Okay? It doesn't even have to be a positive affirmation or a visualization. All you need to do is acknowledge that, oh, this stupid thought that I just had, that belongs to my old life. I don't need to think about it anymore. The second thing that you can do to truly support this change, to support the change from focusing on the problem to focusing on already having the solution, already having your desire manifested in your reality, is to listen to affirmations while you sleep. And it is important for that to be during your sleep time and not during the day. Because if you do it during the day, it's one more thing that you feel you need to put effort on. And maybe some of those affirmations will feel right, and others will make you feel resistance, will make you feel that, no, this is not my life, this has never been my life. And this makes you move back and forth. So that's why I said what we're trying to do here is create a stable, solid, calm situation, calm inner state from which you can manifest without being triggered all the time, without being thrown off your game every time something happens in your physical circumstances that shows you that you don't have your desire yet. And this includes being triggered by affirmations if they feel too good to be true, if they don't feel real yet. So we solve this problem by listening to the affirmations while we sleep, because when you sleep, you cannot consciously counteract the affirmation. You cannot consciously bring up resistance. The affirmations slip right past your conscious mind because it's asleep and sink right into your subconscious mind. You can find an affirmations recording I have several affirmation videos. I have videos with affirmations about manifesting a specific person. I have an affirmations video about manifesting body positivity and a beautiful body and body changes. I have a video with money affirmations. You can take any of those and just play it in low volume on a loop while you sleep. Do those things for a few weeks, and you don't even have to actually spend any time visualizing your desire for those few weeks. If it makes you happy to do it, if it's something that comes naturally to you because you enjoy visualizing having this new life where this desire is already yours, do it. But if you feel resistance when you think about visualizing or scripting about it, don't do it yet. Just focus on training yourself not to reaffirm the old story. And once you spend a couple of weeks on that, you will find yourself much calmer, you will not get triggered as easily, you will be able to stay in the state of the wish fulfilled way more easily, and that's when you can use affirmations during the day if you like, or if you prefer visualizing, you can start visualizing that you already have your desire, or if you like scripting, you can start scripting. But it's also very likely that just by breaking the habit of reaffirming the old reality all the time, just by training yourself to do that, by following all the steps in this video, your desire may just show up before you even start using affirmations, before you even start imagining daily that you have your desire. And even if it doesn't fully manifest, you will see shifts in your physical reality. But don't focus on seeing the shifts. Don't focus on doing reality checks to see if your external reality has shifted yet. While you do this process of having your desire your number one priority, all you should care about is breaking the habit of reaffirming the old reality. That's the only thing. My priority is, I already have my desire. Nothing else matters. Nothing else is important enough for me to focus my thoughts on. And that's how desires manifest effortlessly. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, then subscribe and hit the bell icon because I put out new videos every Sunday to help you manifest an amazing life.